Welcome to the Phoenix News Report. In our top stories this week, guess who's back? Back again! Plus, 2024 is so this year, it's time to start thinking about the next election. And new Hippo, who dis? In our top story this week, yes, Donald Trump won the election bigly. He won on a platform of, elect me and I will make things cheaper by playing a lot of golf.
This, of course, means that J.D. Vance, who has been a career public servant and elected official for 2 years, is now set to be the vice president to America's Hitler, who has been a career public servant and elected official for 4 years. Wow. With resumes like those, thank God they're both white and male, or they would have a 0% chance of being taken seriously at that job.
The victory was a big surprise to Democrats who thought they'd do better than expected thanks to pollster Ann Seltzer, who had Harris up 3 points in Iowa. Just like actual Seltzer, that did calm our stomachs for a bit, but boy, did the nausea come back fast. And hey, listen, for those of you out there who are feeling despondent right now, let me just say that your fears may be overblown. There's really no way to know for sure how the next 4 years is going to go unless you have like a time machine or something. Well, luckily, we do. And we're here with our chief future living correspondent, Jen Haston. Uh-oh, Jen. You look tense. Is it that bad?
Oh, no, that's just my birth control.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Secretary Kennedy Jr. has revamped the birth control industry, and now women are encouraged to use papayas instead of pills with all their chemicals and stuff.
A papaya? Do you have to
Oh, God, no, that would be insane. No, you just clench it between your thighs while you're ovulating. I was skeptical at first, but even though it's a little harder to walk, my thighs have never been stronger. I could open a coconut with him if I had to.
Great. So Jen, you're just about 4 years into the future, so I assume there's another election going on right now. So tell us who's running.
Well, the Republicans are running Steve Bannon.
Whoa, that guy's still alive?
Yes and no. He looks terrible.
That tracks. I can only imagine.
And the Democrats are running a kitten named Captain Whiskers. As the name suggests, he is a veteran.
A veteran of what exactly?
The Swedish War.
I'm sorry, are you saying that sometime in the next 4 years we go to war with Sweden?
Yes, turns out there's a lot of oil under all that ice. Of course, Captain Whiskers is white and male, because we're not going to try that minority female shit again, because it doesn't work. But we figure that nobody can vote against a kitten.
Well, how's the kitten polling?
We stopped polling and replaced it with astrology. Pretty much the same result.
That makes sense. Jen, let me ask you this. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
Well, it hasn't been easy. That tracking chip they put in my uterus hurt like a mother trucker. And I miss being allowed to do brain surgery sometimes, but gas is pretty cheap now, so it's all been worth it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go do my girl chores.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah. This sounds bad.
I don't like it. A dolphin's butchered corpse parts have been found spread across a New Jersey beach. All eyes immediately turned to soon-to-be-anointed healthocrat RFK Jr. and the bloody chainsaw he was sheepishly hiding behind a pile of bear meat. RFK Jr. claimed to have no knowledge of the incident, and Trump declared that made him the most capable person to lead the investigation. Initial reports from RFK's notes indicate the dolphin was mostly still good and pretty tasty.
Other stuff happened this week that wasn't election related, so let's talk about that. For example, Space Force has debuted a new space plane. Yes, their fancy new drift shuttle is doing donuts in the upper atmosphere, which sounds dangerous as hell, but it is so much worse than you'd think. The space plane was made by Boeing.
Last week, we reported on a man who stole 22 tons of the world's fanciest cheeses.
Good grief, there's been an unbelievable cheese theft. A group of British cheesemakers have lost 300,000 pounds in a scam where 22 tons of cheese was delivered to someone pretending to be a French wholesaler.
Well, fellow cheese lovers, they finally found the perpetrator. Unfortunately, due to going over his body's cheese budget, he is too swollen to move, so they've just thrown a net over him for now.
Let's end on a hopeful note. This week, Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland announced the birth of their latest pygmy hippo, Haggis. Despite being only 9 days old, Haggis has amassed a huge social media following and is expected to launch a skincare line by next Thursday. Before we go, I'm going to let Austin take it away for a minute.
Thank you. So, maybe lately you've heard this phrase from the people in your life. It's going to be okay. Maybe that felt helpful to you. We naturally want to say things that we think will soothe and help when our loved ones are clearly scared. But there is a pretty high likelihood that hearing "it's going to be okay" really pissed you off. If you're not white, not male, not straight, not Christian, not a natural-born citizen, not part of the political right wing, not in good health, or maybe you care for and fear for people who fall into those groups, then you know that in a second Trump administration, no, it's not going to be okay. It wasn't okay during the last one, and the next promises to be so much worse. I'm a straight, white, middle-class male. I'm also an atheist and a big old lefty, but those significant parts of me are invisible. So yeah, for me personally, it probably will be okay. But for my daughter, my nieces, my sisters, cousins, aunts, my friends who hurt no one by just wanting to be themselves, my neighbors who can barely afford the pre-existing conditions they have now, no, they will most likely not be okay. Please know that we don't intend to give up. Not on you, not on our country. We do this show because we sincerely believe in the promise of America, so we hold up our failures to the light of satire. We believe that yesterday and today's not okay can still become tomorrow's better. And we're going to keep fighting for that, like one dick joke at a time for as long as it takes. Don't let the bastards win. We love you. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, wait, Jen. Hey, Jen.
Jen?
What?
Your name?
I'm right here.
Jen.
Jen, babe.
Sweetheart.
I mean, I'm standing right. What do you want?
Hey, Jen.
Jen.
You're saying my name. You clearly
Jen.
want something.
Jen.
What?
Jen.
Just quick.
Right here.
Real quick.
Right here. Jen,
What?
bring it in.
What?
Bring it in, Jen. Bring
What?
it in.
I'm looking at the camera.
We're just
There are cue cards. There's nothing there for me to read.
No.
What?
So we're just gonna.
Yeah.
This won't take long.
What?
Jen.
What?
Jen.
What?
How you doing?
You okay?
Okay, good.
Nice. It's great to see you. Maybe be a little bit more responsive next time. Be nice.
I hate both of you so much.
I think you're just having a bad day because you got a papaya up your snooch.
You know, if someone hasn't seen the episode, you're going to spoil it, Austin. Good job.